Thanks, guys. Hello, people. 70 slides, so I'm going to be quick. We're Field.io. I'm here to talk about future spaces and generative AI. My name is Mike Hughes. I'm a creative director based here in London. I'm an artist, creative director, and creative designer. And my colleague.
Hello, I'm Matt. I'm an experiential designer based in Liverpool, also at Field.
We're a global creative design and innovation studio. We've been going since 2019. We're 20 plus artists. We have a hybrid mix of skills with 3D designers, generative artists, AI researchers, developers, producers, architects, front end, back end. With a diverse mix of people, bring lots of perspectives. We have two hubs, one in London, one in Berlin. Thanks to Brexit, we're now scattered all over Europe. But we've always worked in a way with physical studios and virtual spaces, so it's never been a problem for us. Hello? Sorry, I've got to get closer. Yeah, and I guess we're known for, innovation, design, and technology partners to some of the world's most aspirational and future-facing brands. These can be all the big names that you know, Apple, Google, IBM, Meta, as well as other kind of different industries, Mercedes, Space Town, which is research arm. But also it's really important for us in the work that we do that we don't just work in the with these big brands, but we also work with cultural institutions like Barbican, Milan Design Week, and MoMA, etc. One of the things that kind of underpins all of our work, or an ethos, if you like, the studio and the people that work there, is we try to design with innovation and purpose. I think we do, which is to attract our clients. This kind of underpins everything that we do. Some of the spaces that we create are immersive spaces, capable of listening and speaking. We also create artworks for different spaces. These could be brands, brand spaces, and they often evoke the brand ethos and brand values, and then we turn these into visual narratives, we can do metaphors. Interactive experiences, like I mentioned, we try to create these magnetic experiences that actually people leave a lasting impression. And often these are dealing with really complex subjects. This one here is from Microsoft, and through cloud infrastructure, and we want to really just kind of distill this down into something very simple, intuitive, and playful. And we try to invigorate brands, with motion, design, generative, and interactivity.
Okay, so kind of moving forward, I think it'd be good to quickly take a look back at. We have generative roots as artists. We always believe in new ideas, create new tools. One of the first projects we did was for GF Smith. We created 10,000 digital paintings with generative art in an attempt to inspire the design community by bringing generative digital paintings to a printed media. So we have these kind of hyper-complex sculptures and unique shots of them brought into a more classic kind of editorial design layout system. Moving forward to 2020, we created the brand language for IBM's Think event. The idea here was we used deep data analysis to analyze specific elements of music, melody, drums and bass, kind of rhythm to create these shapes and colors, and the music just informs the visual, and it's centered around this kind of delightful, playful identity for IBM.
Generative pieces as well. It was a time when code and generative art, code and design were really not paired together. So it's been something that it's been a long journey. It's something that's part of the practice in everything we do. Another really important part that informs a lot of what we do is design research. as well as self-initiated projects, projects for brands. We often look at the kind of possible, probable, preferable futures of brands and where they want to go, which means we're thinking a lot of the time with IBM and Apple and Google about where they want to be in 5 years, 10 years. And so we kind of have this roadmap with a lot of brands in the kind of the direction that they're heading. And yeah, I mean, and again, this kind of just resonates with everybody in the studio because it really, in a way, it creates these briefs that otherwise probably wouldn't be articulated. Sometimes it takes this kind of shift in thinking through these projects and collaborations with ourselves to kind of put them on a different path. And one of the projects we did, collaboration with Wired magazine, is, and we often get asked to do, is looking at these technologies and kind of looking under the hood to find new metaphors to change the culture around them. So for this particular project with Wired, we were looking at some of these technologies that really shape our society, culture, things like AI and blockchain. And you know, when you often think of these technologies, you often think of very dark things and brain with wires coming out and stuff. It's not very positive or optimistic. So we started to look under the hood, look at the ones and zeros, and we looked at real world data, and then we created these kind of motion and visual identity to just change that culture, to change the way people view it, to see it as something positive and optimistic. Motion clip here of a blockchain sketch of it.
So everything in this visual is informed by real data, which is something we do quite a lot. I think it just kind of adds to the depth and world building in each art piece, makes it more immersive and kind of relatable.
And for those of you that don't know, Space 10 is their research arm that's funded by IKEA. It's an incredible space. And we work with them quite a lot, on and off, for the last few years. And we did this series for the last 3 years called Everyday Experiments. And this was basically, for this, we kind of, we looked at this question, how will tomorrow's technologies redefine the way we live at home? And we did a series of experiments. These are speculative sketches. Any of them can be put into commission, but the speculative visions and sketches, and we were looking at things like AR, generative AI, machine learning, spatial computing, object detection, lots of different technologies. But this first one was called chain of traceability, and we imagined creating a creative tool that basically allowed you to look at any object in your room, in your house, see a digital twin, and then understand the component parts that make up that object. So you fully understand the carbon footprint of it. You know, and often when we looked into these things, it was really interesting, something which you wouldn't imagine. The smallest component sometimes on these objects is the bit that drives the highest carbon footprint. Just by replacing one small element, sometimes can actually change the complete footprint of the product. So it's a really interesting exploration. And then we took that one step further, imagining that if you have generative AI as part of this kind of blockchain kind of accessibility, you could also look at that product and continue the lifespan of it. So if you're thinking about throwing out this chair, you could understand the component parts of the chair and give it new inventions, new life. So you could, rather than throw it out, it would become a shelf, become a clock. So all of these ideas are just, again, they're playful experiments, but there's an underlying message of future positivity, I guess. Second experiment we did, which was quite fun, was this little chubby guy, digital buddy, we called him. And basically this was an exploration in looking at how we can create a sense of privacy and trust in our home and the objects that surround it. So Digital Buddy's primary job is this intelligent AI companion that basically helps you navigate the digital world. And in this case, looking at the biggest lie on the internet, I read the terms and conditions.
Hey buddy, do you think it's okay to sign up for this? This is just a beautiful and elaborate way to say that this company spends millions of dollars to develop software that can accelerate the manipulation of our society, while simultaneously making its users look like a bunch of fools. This company will undoubtedly continue talking about how it's doing everything in the interest of connecting people, when really, all it wants is your money.
Hang on, where's this coming from? Do I need to worry about bias?
And an important component as well is to still keep the fun, to make these human, to create a connection. And a third experiment we did for Space 10 was also looking at how we can use lots of Meta and Apple, we're looking at now kind of future smart glasses, how we can transform the physical spaces that we live and be transported. So we were looking at advanced game engines, graphics to create these kind of virtual spaces that reconnects you with nature and also reconnects you with yourself. So this used AI style transfers to create these kind of unique aesthetic worlds and audio that was driven by data. And we did a project for Google. It was called The Space for Being. It was part of the Land Design Week. Really exciting project. I'll mention the collaborators quick. Google Seed Studio. We also work with John Hopkins. You know those guys. They do a lot of work with neuroaesthetics. We work with Muto, a venture company, and Sushi Ready Architects, who are probably one of the leading practitioners, architects in neuroaesthetics. In this experience, if you went to it, you'd be given one of these armbands. This armband measured your biometrics as you moved around the experience, so taking things like your heart rate, your skin conductivity, your breath. All of this was constantly monitored as you moved through different spaces. And the spaces that you moved through were all designed using neuroaesthetic principles. So ultimately, we were designing using oil factory sensors, touch, light, everything was like considered as a sensory input, and how that affects and changes your biology as you move through the spaces. So as visitors went through this space, all of that information was captured. Everybody had this kind of, what was really interesting about the experience is everybody had this kind of feeling about which space suited them, but the data quite often showed them that the space in which their body was most comfortable was something different. So it was a real kind of eye-opener in terms of the power of understanding your body in response to basically different design spaces. So this printout basically just told people which space they felt most at ease in. It's a small video, I think.
Cycling back to earlier, we now believe it's kind of on the flip side, we're at this point where these new creative tools, which is how we believe these, this generative AI kind of set is manifesting, it's something to create new ideas. So yeah, we're at this point of technological singularity where essentially we can go in kind of one of two ways, where this could be just, you're looking at the kind of news front pages, kind of, it could be end of the world, or it could be this beautiful utopian future. We're in this kind of split. So we thought this was the perfect time to kind of act on this in this artwork Deep Time, which is an ongoing generative AI project. And essentially the project looks at these slowly evolving digital paintings of landscapes for the viewer. Time is accelerated, and you are witness to these landscapes evolving over millennia. and you can see the slow effect that time has on these landscapes. In the kind of purpose of sustainability and moving forward with these artworks, we figured that we would take this old project which had this evolving landscape aesthetic, which was generative landscapes built in the Unity game engine, and we essentially gave it a coat of AI paint. By repurposing the aesthetics of these landscapes and using custom-trained stable diffusion models, we're able to bring these landscapes into new places and brought the artwork into a whole range of new possibilities. We thought, okay, how can we take these desolate video game aesthetic landscapes and add lots of detailed imagery of coal mining, for example, to kind of provoke thought about climate change? Or we paired these excavation-heavy images with more sustainable green farming kind of images to, again, we're back at this technological singularity point where we've got this sort of paths, and we just felt it was a good time to kind of start this conversation by repurposing old tools and bringing the old to the new. This artwork is currently exhibited at Digital Impact in Barcelona, alongside many other artists who believe that digital art is essentially going to be a great catalyst in 1 minute.
Okay. Maybe we've got. We can come back. Maybe we jump to live.
Yeah.
We'll jump to now because these latest two projects we showed is right up to date. Now we're empowering using generative AI as part of our pipelines.
You've seen the AI part of this one,
And really for Nike. So for Nike, all about learning, generative system thinking, generative AI tools, scalability is incorporated into Nike. It's a first of its kind. It's a cloud-based generative digital brand management solution that drives all digital content across all screens worldwide for Nike flagship stores. Basically, it's a simple interface which you can access all of Nike's content and change instantaneously campaigns in any store. I think it's currently getting rolled out into 365 stores. All of this content is real-time generated, brand stories, that is basically adaptive to different screens in any format using this intelligent grid system. We also have different modules, so it's embracing this sustainable thinking, working with brands on a vision, long-term, not short-term projects, systems that can be built upon. So this one pulls in live data stories. What you see here is the kind of local running data. This means that you can localize all of your content based on the store, where it is, connect with the community. It's basically a living digital ecosystem. It's built in a way that it's modular, so we keep building these extensions to it. It's constantly evolving and improving, and it's a new path we're finding with a lot of the big brands that we're working with, that this kind of more long-term vision, stop making stuff that's one-off, especially when you think about immersive spaces, in retail or anywhere. It needs to be thought of with a slightly longer lifespan, otherwise you're spending this money and it's down next week.
And that's all we have time for.
Right.
I would like to open it up to 1 or 2 questions.
Okay, no worries. So the problem is you have stable diffusion that takes images from the internet and creates art. And what's going to happen in the next couple of years, people are going to use that to make more images, and then stable diffusion is going to be trained using existing images from the internet, which will be 99% generated by stable diffusion. So in a nutshell, you will not have any new art in the world for the next 10 years. So how do you deal with that?
Maybe Mexican.
Yeah, you're right. No, it is a tricky one. I feel like art has always been this kind of inspiring from the old and creating this new, and obviously we're at this point where things have just accelerated at this exponential pace. Where it's nothing is totally new, but I think there's something in it about kind of sharing, and there's a bit of a let go of like an ego or ownership of a thing, and it's just kind of helping moving forward. I don't know, would you agree?
Yeah. But from a brand point of view, from a design studio point of view, I think a lot of the projects that we do with using these AI models, we're trying to build custom pipelines, and the models are trained on our data sets, our artworks. So the artists and humans are still very much present creating stuff and creating the inputs to train these models on. And I think that's the way. I think if you're a design agency and you're taking responsibility and to create new and original art, I think that's the way to go. And then the stuff we're doing with Nike right now is actually building brand-specific tools, brand-specific AI tools based on I guess their ethos and design innovation.
And for the last question.
I'm hogging this, but I greatly admire your work for years. I think it's exceptionally, humblingly beautiful. It's also confined to a lot of boutique corporate spaces. Have you got any plans to do something more intimate in the home or consumer-focused products?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just no, absolutely. I think it's just we are a small studio or a business. We need to take the briefs that come in. I think a lot of the self-initiated projects, which are the smallest glimpse of work here, there's so much stuff that people don't see because it's secretive. But we've done so much stuff that we're NDA'd up to the eyeballs that we can't show. But yeah, and I think a lot of more of the self-initiated projects are going in that direction. We're now trying to embrace digital design and industrial design to actually try to create products. We want more purpose and kind of longer-term relationships with projects.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this whole kind of future positivity comes from just like, I guess it could be kind of naive at times, but this purely optimistic kind of view of where this tech is going, where this point where it's happening, and it's like, what do we do with it? How do we apply these tools to try and, in our position, do the best we can to kind of help? And we feel that a lot of these tools do have the potential to kind of inspire and move things forward in a positive manner and heal.
Fantastic. We'll give it up for our speakers.